There are a lot of apps you can download on Apple's App Store and the Google Play Store. That's obvious. What's not so obvious is that even though both companies do a pretty good job of mostly catching bullshit apps, there are still plenty that sneak through because they just toe the line between scammy and barely helpful. So, here's the good news. I can't find Cleanly, or at least, the app you describe with that name, anywhere on Apple's App Store. It's possible the developer pulled the app or that even Apple itself stepped in and went, "You're a scam, go away." To give you a quick and easy answer, I think it's safe to uninstall this app from your niece's phone. I doubt she'll miss it. Generally speaking, your intuition is correct. While I haven't used the app myself, and I don't want to call something a scam without actually having seen it, the general description you provide does raise my eyebrow. I don't think anyone needs an app to root through their photos to clean out screenshots, especially since that's easy enough to do via the screenshots media type in Photos. I would be nervous about assigning over permissions to my photos to an app like that, and whatever else the app wants to be able to do as a condition of its use. As for the privacy policy, to be frank, I wouldn't use that as an ironclad defense against scammers. An app's developer can create a privacy policy, and it can make an app look and sound completely secure. Said developer also doesn't have to follow the privacy policy, they made it, after all, and there aren't any privacy police from Apple that are going to make sure a developer is holding up to its end of the bargain as far as your data goes, unless there's some big public complaint by a bunch of users. This is, obviously, less of a concern when a giant, well-known company has a privacy policy, but even then, I wouldn't take what you find in these as gospel. The App Store age rating really relates to the content within the app, rather than the app's intended purpose. For example, as part of the app submission process, a developer will have to go through a little questionnaire that looks like this. It's no surprise that the app you mentioned is probably rated for a very low age, since there's little that could really be considered offensive within the app itself. And, as mentioned, age limits or other restrictions the app's privacy policy says have no real teeth on the App Store. The policy can say you must be 65 or older to use the app, and any adult who wants to will still be able to download and use it. Where does this leave things? Unfortunately, in the hands of the downloader more than anything else. The best course of action you can take, aside from running through your niece's phone once a month to check for crappy apps, is to talk to her. I'd give her a few suggestions to keep in the back of her mind when she goes to download future apps. Think about the app's purpose. Do you really need it on your phone? Is it doing something that you could probably do yourself, like deleting or organizing data? Look at the app's product page. Seeing lots of misspellings? Grammar that doesn't make sense? Something off-putting about the screenshots? Maybe it's worth ignoring the app. Don't take an app's promises at face value. It never hurts to run a quick web search to see if anyone else has reviewed, talked about, or used an app you're considering downloading. Odds are good that the odd app you found is more likely to be unwanted than a diamond in the rough. Read App Store reviews. Does an app have any? If not, get nervous. Does an app have a decent number of 5-star reviews, and only 5-star reviews, that are all phrased really strangely? Avoid. Let others help you figure out whether an app is legit or not, or trying to entice you into downloading it with fake reviews, before you download it. Consider an app's permissions. If it wants to access your camera and microphone, but it's supposed to be helping you clear out your contact list, that should feel like a very strange request that warrants a little extra research. Don't download apps that don't come recommended. When in doubt, this is a great way to avoid scammy apps. Don't download things that haven't already been vetted by other, more professional entities, online reviewers, your favorite tech websites, Apple itself, etc. Just because your friend thinks some weird app that puts dumb stuff on your face is worth a download doesn't mean that you should run to the App Store and grab it immediately. A little due diligence can save you a lot of future stress, and help keep your data private and secure.